Oh man, you really clicked on a Cocomelon video? What are you, like 4? Need some sensory videos while you watch this while doing your basic math homework? Please don't click off, I promise this is interesting. Cocomelon, like it or not, has claimed the world by storm. A franchise and titan in youth edutainment. It's nothing special, but somehow it's been able to grow into something more powerful than small countries. Like when a franchise has retail books that are just screenshots from the videos put onto pages and sold at a local Target, you've truly become a Fortune 500 and something. I mean, you know me, I don't like reading, but even I feel bad for the industry of literature, if this is the standard. I think it's fascinating that Cocomelon has evolved both as an empire and even as a story. Like, intentionally or not, there has been a story created, a world has been set up, there's expectations. And that's what I'm here for. Oh yeah, hi everybody, I'm here on a subway, so now you know where I'm at. Okay. Out of order today. Without any justification, without any genuine motive, I watched a decade's worth of Cocomelon content just because I thought it would be funny. And let me just say I know way more than any self-respecting person should. There's a difference between watching it and absorbing it. You can turn it on for a small child you're babysitting and worsen their retention spans, or you can understand it, attain it, become a lore master of Cocomelon. Now let's start off with the main family and work our way up because truthfully, this is the heart of everything. All future content branches from this nuclear family. I'm just kidding, we can't actually start with them. Looking at the YouTube channel itself, the oldest videos uploaded on it have been around since 2006 under the name of ABC Kids TV, and if we're being honest, the only things that modern Cocomelon have in common with this ancient Mesopotamia Cocomelon straight from the Fertile Crescent is easy songs for young children. All these videos seem to be short animations going over certain parts of the alphabet, but I can't help but feel at least a little bit uncomfortable from it. Like, I mean, this is nice, there's at least some level of good intention coming from these videos, but I feel like I'm watching a shitty analog horror. I feel like the audio is gonna freeze and... Don't worry, I'm not gonna jump scare you in this video specifically, I'm just proving a point. Humans in these videos go from photorealistic toddlers hanging out in unsanitary kangaroo pouches to fully fledged animation. This is the medieval era of Cocomelon as far as I'm concerned. This is something you have a vague memory of at watching at grandma's house that you couldn't put your finger on right next to Pinky Dinky Doo and Ooby with a side of Higglytown heroes. This is unrelated, but one time when I was like 5, my mom told me that this is what Canadians looked like, and for the following decade I was kind of horrified of running into a Canadian. Do you see how I've become the person I am today? This era is fine though. It reuses a lot of the same characters between videos. This is very much a beta Cocomelon. The nightmare amalgamation we know today took a decade to finalize. It makes sense that this is the warm-up. This era was essentially the period where Cocomelon was doing it to be fun. There was no sense of urgency. Someone could sit down and only have a chance of being hit with something like, this video is sponsored by Raycon. If you want a great deal this Cyber Monday season and onward, Raycon's everyday earbuds are the way to go, especially the latest model of them. They feel as good as they look. I got a nice black pair of Raycons. They're about half the price of other wireless earbuds on the market, and that goes further with these holiday deals, chopping another 30% off of all models. They got active noise cancellation, they got 32 hours of battery, and they fit in all kinds of ears. I don't even have ears, and they're fitting. I will say they're pretty reliable. So far, I've been using them on my daily expeditions, out to when I get food, when I'm making that food I bought from the store, when I'm making the food I just bought, and even when I'm writing and editing this very video, I'm listening to my crispy, tender little vocal cords in my pair of Raycons right now. And the case is pretty cool. I like that my things are a bit more personalized, plus it has wireless charging capabilities and can get about 90 minutes of life in 10. This Cyber Monday and beyond, you can save and you can enjoy some quality Raycons when you go to buyraycon.com/Choopo today to get up to 30% site-wide. Let me say that one more time. You'll get up to 30% off of everything on Raycon's website when you go to buyraycon.com/Choopo. Check it out. You get the idea, something like that. Anyway, I do actually believe we start to see the family members come into fruition. Like, these videos follow generic family that could be anyone, don't get me wrong. But I don't care, this is the same family. I don't know the exact age of these characters, so let's just say 1994, a nice and clean 30 years ago. There was a man by the name of Old MacDonald, and he had a farm. E-I-E-I-O. And on that farm, he had a wife and daughter. E-I-E-I-O. This is the McDonald family, a home of farmers who I'm gonna assume are located in Southern California based on a 20-second Google search. This is where Cocomelon takes place. It virtually doesn't matter. I really don't care. The daughter of this family has only one known name, that being Mommy, so unfortunately I'm gonna assume that's her actual name. I refuse to say that name again in any regard. We're gonna be calling her Mother Cocomelon from now on. Not much is known about Mother Cocomelon's childhood, and about the same amount of information exists regarding first name unknown, last name probably Schmidt, aka Daddy Cocomelon. Once again, never again, this is Father Cocomelon now. Father Cocomelon and Mother Cocomelon meet up at Cocomelon Lane University. This could either be a fictional college or a college like one in Stanford. I don't care, it's Cocomelon. I just like the idea of this creature getting a college education. So they get married, Father Cocomelon becomes some sort of head of construction when the duo start their family. We got the kids now. There's Tom Tom, he's 8, he's a child. Then we got Yo-Yo, she's 7, she's a child. They are children and they are stand-ins. They are meant to represent the stupid children blankly staring at the screen in the back of the car because they don't know better. From what I can tell and what I'm assuming, this is the same family as we know and love today. Now, technically, this has never explicitly been proven, but it's also never not been proven. And as a reminder, here's a list of all people who know about Cocomelon. And here's a list of everyone who knows about the Cocomelon storyline. I'm moving on. This nice, cuddly, almost PBS kids-style animation continues until April 8th of 2016. We reached the Cocomelon equivalent of the Industrial Revolution. On this day, a video was uploaded by the name of Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. And this video is the first time the company would ever use CGI animation, with the ever-iconic little star twirling and starring all about. Congratulations! You've gone from one of those god-awful YouTube clickbait storytime animations to 2005 Care Bear's Big Wish movie. There is a bar, but it isn't very high. I can't articulate why, but both of these stars look like they're filled with marinara. They look vaguely ravioli-like. This is supposed to be a shooting star in 2005. Mario 64 came out a decade before. You're just choosing to cause problems. The bootleg hair salon era of videos is over. Now comes something. From this point on, CGI would slowly start to take over the channel. It's still a little primal, and I guess it'll get there, but for now it looks like Gaither's Pond more than anything. I still feel like I have to have my safe word on standby. It's asparagus, by the way. I think one of the most interesting things that start to arise within these specific animations are the use of animal characters. Alongside the human family, there's a number of animal characters that start appearing throughout the episodes. And at first it felt necessary to have the animals appear, but as time moved on, they started showing up in progressively more mundane areas and songs. But still, these animals have shown up and supposedly will continue to do so throughout the near future and beyond. Now, this era, I say, will last like a little over a year, and in March of 2017, it happens. The bear character takes Tom Tom and Yo-Yo to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 catch fish alive, while Mother and Father Cocomelon 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 have another child. This is JJ. His name could be short for either Johnny Johnny or John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. I'm gonna go with the former. I saw a lot of contradictory names for the Cocomelon family. I saw some Drummonds as the last name. I saw some Johnsons as the last name. Drummond seems kind of random. And even though there's a non-zero chance these parents named their son John Jacob Jingleheimer Johnson, we're sticking with JJ Schmidt because the quadruple J's aren't doing it for me. From here on out, JJ will become the franchise mascot, quickly outshining his siblings and his family. Their legacies will shrivel into nothingness in the near future. Only this baby will remain. Then the usual continues. We watch the family recreate songs. Sometimes they make up their own songs, like Father Cocomelon plays a guitar. This is a very musical family. On the animal side, they still got all their own adventures. There's some confusion on whether or not they all live together. I'm gonna say yes, to an extent at least. I don't believe the 3 little pigs live with the Schmidts. They're too busy being pirates and also being attacked by a wolf, and also that goes against the entire 3 Little Pigs story, so I know what I'm about. We start seeing rehashes and recreations of previously done songs, but in different contexts. Instead of Johnny Johnny being targeted at the children sneaking out of the bed to eat candy, it's about the children belittling their self-conscious parents eating less healthy food. You are infants. Please do not enforce a dietary agenda upon those who you have spawned from, John Jacob Jingleheimer. You deserve to be burned at stake, preferably in an Italian toasted bread level. Why didn't I keep this in the script? But you know what this has become. The family ran out of nursery songs with mild lessons or fun activities going alongside them, and making them seems like such a challenge. Well, at least the animal friends are out and about being good family friends when they can. That's a nice stuffed animal, JJ. It kind of looks like... Hey, wait a second. Are these animals not real? I mean, we never see them exclusively interacting with their parents, only in these liminal spaces videos where they... liminal space. Son of a bitch, they aren't real. These animal characters possibly never existed. They're toys and only exist within the minds of the children. In more recent videos, they hardly even show up. Just like around 2021 when they were blipped out of reality, and some other human characters show up who we'll get into them. Don't worry. I mean, I guess it makes sense that the dinosaurs aren't real. It's kind of weird that there's a zoo, but also humanoid animals, and then also some humanoid animals that probably have mixed feelings about the process of evolution, but I still feel like something is missing, and it leaves me hollowed. So many of these iconic Cocomelon videos lose their sense of immersion when you realize the baby is hanging out with 15 different animals that could easily decimate and shatter him into plastic fragments. Because with teeth like those, I refuse to admit that this is a character of flesh and blood. JJ cannot bleed. This basketball one becomes significantly funnier, and that's saying something. I missed my mom's birthday to watch Cocomelon videos. I'm not welcome to Thanksgiving this year, but you know what? You can't help but appreciate my dedication to the craft. So the basketball song, right? It's a good old game between the family and the animals. And for no reason, Father Cocomelon is a menace on the court. He's going head to head with LeBron and literally carrying a 5v1. But if the animals are just toys, then Father Cocomelon is simply choosing to go all out in front of his wife and children. I changed my mind. I love Cocomelon, actually. Oh, but don't worry, loyal viewer at home yelling at the screen in denial over the cartoon animals not even being real cartoon animals in the cartoon, because they still have a loyal canine companion. And you know what's better than the penguin and the wolf and the pigs and the bear and the elephant and the monkey and the mouse and the dinosaurs? A dog. His name is Bingo. Bingo was his name-o. I'm making YouTube videos for a living. I could have been a doctor. All right, well, this thought might have been a bit of a jump in the narrative. I still believe they appear. It's just like they're redesigned drastically, so I hesitate to say that they're real. Instead, being creatures of moderate horror. Instead of being walking, talking animals, they look like Care Bear cousins. This is my second time mentioning Care Bears today. Do people even know what this is anymore? I hope so. I would love to talk about Care Bears personally. From here on, I would say a majority of the featured content is relatively traditional family affairs, such as going to Taekwondo classes, visiting the grandparents throughout the year on Old McDonald's farm, and all the traditional stuff you could imagine a family that looks like this would do. It's very clean, it's very nice. It's what suburbia looks like if it was materialized into digital entertainment. The weird stuff, such as only doing things exclusively through song, leaving children unattended in the wilderness, and giving birth to JJ, are as crazy as things are gonna get. That is until the next logical step in Cocomelon, expansion to a proper show via Cocomelon Lane. On November 17th, 2023, Cocomelon Lane would infect our homes with its mere existence, and there is a lot to take in, mostly coming from the pandemic of JJ becoming a community-wide issue. Because of mitosis or some unforgiving, grinning entity deciding to torment the local population, JJ has a number of new classmates with their own songs and families and stories. And I hate how these children do things. This show's writing and topics feel like vague and oddly specific propaganda. I want to swing these children into drywall. It looked like a command grab or something. They look soft and rubbery to me. The lack of teeth gives them animatronic vibes. This is more of your traditional preschool entertainment, your Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, your Max and Ruby, your Charlie and Lola, the bastard child of low-level edutainment and industrialism. Cocomelon itself mostly follows the main family and their home life, whereas Cocomelon Lane is more like the academic life of JJ in specific. I say academic very loosely. When I was 4, I was eating cat food and gaining sentience, so this is a bit far-fetched. A typical episode will follow JJ and his class of 6 children. This is a small town. A neighborhood barbecue would be considered a citywide rager here. We got JJ, of course, then we got Cody, Nina, Nico, Cece, and Bella. Half are fodder, half are of moderate importance. I'm sure you'll be shocked to hear that all of these characters are cookie cutouts of the exact same personality traits across every character. Friendly reminder, this is the target demographic. Now for this explanation, I need some audience participation. Go ahead and close your eyes. Close your eyes and imagine this next specific idea. Imagine you are at the ripe, old, tender age of child. Now think for a moment of any sort of cherished, generic memory every child goes through, whether it be a trip to the zoo, or playing with friends, or maybe even a bar mitzvah. Now imagine that just for a second, those experiences were 100% blinded by nostalgia, or they were recreated by someone who's never even gotten a smickle of that memory. Like a below-average intelligence chimp to our standards, but like super smart chimp standards, aggressively tip-tap typing away a retelling of how their typical experiences go. Maybe even like an alien was trying to recreate the average human life. That's what this feels like. You can open your eyes, by the way. This is an itchy and scratchy porch pal's ass show. Conflicts include meeting Nina's firefighting mom and getting a checkup at the doctor's. These children have no sense of danger. If I were a member of Cocomelon Academy, I would be more concerned about my lack of teeth at the age of 4. JJ is the ringleader that holds the rest of the community in a chokehold. Everything in Cocomelon Lane is either about him or he needs to give approval first. He must give approval if other children are the main characters. And this town isn't really beating that tiny Nowhereville allegation. We see Cody's family and Nina's family so much, in fact, that they got respective spin-offs entirely dedicated to them. It's Cody Time is a one-for-one carbon copy of traditional Cocomelon adventures, but this time in Cody's POV. It's virtually the same. I'm indifferent. The only thing I like is the dad. He seems like he would give good life advice in there. He looks like a positive male role model. Now, Nina has Nina's Familia. Unironically, this is just Dora, but worse. A bilingual collection of nursery songs that also teaches kids about topics like Day of the Dead every once in a while. I remember this song in specific because they mourn their deceased grandfather and his widowed wife just, quietly upset. Like, this is the most characterization any of the gang gets in this franchise. Nina's in a family with 2 other siblings. Their names are Mateo and Lucy. Mateo looks like an early game NPC in an open world game. This is really just the same as the Schmidt or Jingleheimer family. Not too much. It's the same. They sing the same songs. They do the same things. Same shooting star. Everything is the same. What I'm taking in these shows is the implication that at Cocomelon Lane, singing isn't the exception, it's the norm. A cult of nursery rhymes has been established. Mundane little foolish songs get through the ears of everyone in this zip code region. We are nothing but guests in this foolish domain of fear. And the demon spawn himself rules among all others. JJ is a horrifying construct of man. I can't even define this story into eras. It's more convenient to organize this between pre-JJ and post-JJ. Where pre-J was before he was in pre-K. We witnessed a mountain of creativity, all this whimsy, living animals. Tom and Yo-Yo had all the heart and endearment to explore and adventure all across the world and pursue their imaginations and dreams, but not anymore. No longer can they remain pure of heart, but now it's JJ's story. He gets to be the main character. Oh, were the animals taking too much screen time? Well, they won't be real anymore, and then they'll be considered to be subjected into background characters. This little freak is a self-entitled monster, the center of attention in all regards, and in his perspective and in the reality of the main character. The world quite literally revolves around John Jacob Jingleheimer, Cody, Nina, and the other ones I already forgot the names of. When they're in Cocomelon Lane and the Melon Patch Academy, everything is reliant on what JJ demands. I can't help but feel sorry for their parents. Father Cocomelon wants nothing more but to thrive with a nuclear family and his loving wife of Mother Cocomelon. But because of JJ, he's gotta go to bed in his flannel outfit that's ready for the next day. He sleeps in a flannel button-up. There is no downtime, and this is a bad habit. The fact that nobody can do their own things anymore without JJ. Oh, JJ, Bella and I are trying to plan a sleepover. Is that okay with you? I'll allow it, said little JJ. And it's like this the whole time. But there is one tool, one thing that I've been holding up from talking about. That being his ladybug light. And this thing, this weapon of evil, ups little JJ from being a civilian level threat upwards to one of galaxy proportions. When he starts chanting his little ritual of the light, the most appropriate response is to pray to your respective deity of choice. The ladybug light allows anything JJ comes up with to become a reality. It becomes physical matter that can be possessed, stood up on, etc. A similar comparison would be an all-color equivalent to the Harold and the Purple Crayon thing starring that one guy from Alvin and the Chipmunks too. In my mind, this is your legacy, Zachary Levi. Wear it with pride, it could be worse. Why should we consider this anything more than the whimsy of a child? Is this the collective imagination of each of these characters? Well, as much as I would love to say that, there is virtually nothing preventing us from assuming JJ is possessing a greater level of power. The toddler is a celestial tyrant capable of matter production via an unlimited resource. Who isn't to say he created the animals, blessing them with life, just like how he can easily strip their essence and revert them into playthings. He is a god, and the residents are nothing more than objects to him. Maybe he found the mythical light. Maybe he wished upon the wishing star. There's a lot of potential reasons for this item, but the fact of the matter is, it should not belong to a 4-year-old made of malice and hatred and famine and silicone. He still looks like silicone. Why does he look like that? That's why everything is perceived in the mind of a child. There are no complex complexities. There is no need for a pharmacy. JJ doesn't even know what that is. The adults don't fight or have any reason to do anything but be parents of JJ and his friends, who might not even be real. The day-to-day adventures are retellings created by the mind of this child using limitless power to create architecture and life. And some third thing, the friends of the academy only exist so JJ has shared purpose. The families are further constructs of how he perceives all the things going on. They go on a daily adventure and sing songs, because according to Disney Jr. and Jake of the Neverland Pirates or some shit, JJ's constructed and controlled the entire small town. That is why each of his friends have parents with vital occupations, based on that one time his baby brain played the game of life. Oh, I know what a chef is. Cody's dad can be a chef. Fire's okay, but house fires aren't, so Nina's mom can be a firefighter. I don't know! It explains the already planned and choreographed dance numbers. It explains all the supernatural and unorthodox entities constantly surrounding the families. It explains how such cohesive imagination sequences can be felt across all those who succumb to them. JJ is selfishly holding an entire town hostage to appeal to his mundane desires. Wait, I hate JJ. I want to grab him by his single hairuloid and swing him around like Bowser. His inconsistent battle IQ, his lackluster intelligence, what does he gain from this? Because of JJ, millions of children get to learn exciting lessons like don't touch things at the museum. It's fine to wait in a 20-minute line because you just gotta be patient. Don't go incredibly fast biking on unfamiliar trails. Why are they so specific? How many children are gonna look past these blinding flashing colors? This is the most inconsistent education I have ever seen in my life since like my 5th grade health class that my gym teacher was in charge of. When you have a piece of education media, you want to target a specific niche. I look at the Leapfrog Letter Factory and I know I'm about to learn about the elephant. To an extent, Cocomelon and Cocomelon Lane have different things that they teach in exchange of amplified attention spans being regressed to always be preoccupied by something, but let's ignore that. Instead, we're gonna go deep in depth on how to check the readiness of fruits and vegetables, along with utilizing coupons to best save on your limited budget, and then we'll sing about Humpty Dumpty. This land is being held together by twine and a glue stick. There is no progress, there is no change, it's insane! JJ is looping, reusing, retelling everything he is capable of, because there is nothing less to share. A buffoon was blessed with the highest power comprehensible, and we can do nothing but bear witness to his idiocracy. It will amount to nothing. The start is the end. It's worthless. It's not real. I genuinely hate Cocomelon. It's a business above a teacher. Cocomelon can preach about being an educational franchise as much as it wants. It can make all these videos, tell all these stories, make all these shows about the side characters, including the Cocomelon Academy teacher. But is that what people are going to remember Cocomelon for? The legacy lays behind a punchable protagonist and a mountain of slop. I can't help but feel sorry. This is what happens when you lose your footing and your initial goal. It's as common as it is aimless. Dreams change, ideas change, everything changes. So I can't help but feel pity when the exact opposite happens to one of the most powerful names in media. This is a whirlpool of an endless rat race to achieve a corporate goal, which is humiliating when there really does seem to be heart in these initial animations, and I hold hope that not only the character of JJ and the void that stares back that we know as Cocomelon can go against the level of control they hold and choose to be something more selfless and allow for change, because at the moment they are restraining themselves. They are afraid of risk, and they are afraid of moving forward. There needs to be progression, because in the end, having no end is worse than changing it up and ending eventually. But what do I know? I'm a cartoon on the internet. Make sure to subscribe, use my GamerSubs code, and see ya later!